Hi friends, welcome to my channel and today we will learn about phrases and clauses from the English grammar for grade 7. So first of all you can take screenshot and you can write letter, but now you have to focus on the lecture. So first we will start with what is a phrase first of all. So it is a group of words with no subject and verb. A group of word which doesn't have subject and verb, it is known as phrase, and it doesn't have any meaning if it is used alone, if it is not used with a complete sentence. Suppose let's take an example, the sports car. Here it doesn't have subject and verb, then it is a phrase and it doesn't convey a meaning at all. But if we use it as it in a sentence, the sports car are very amazing, then it is a something. But if we particularly talk about phrase, then the sports car, it doesn't have subject and verb and it is a phrase. To watch movie on the table is all an example of phrases, and it function as a noun, adjective, adverb or a verb in a sentence. Okay, now we will come to the topic types of phrases. So there are five types of phrases, but for your class 7 we will only learn about noun phrase, adjective phrase and adverb phrase. Rest we will learn in next grade. So first we will start with noun phrase. So first let me tell you that noun phrase acts like a noun in the sentence. Let's take an example. The young frog jumped into the pool. So here the young frog is a subject, and next the minister raised some important issue. Some important issue is object here. Then Julie was amazed at her son's nature. Her son's nature, it is the object but of preposition. What I mean to tell is here that in a sentence of noun phrase, noun can be act as subject, sometime as object, sometime as object of preposition. That you should take care of. And next we are going to talk about adverb phrase. So basically it acts as adverbs and fulfill the function of adverb in a sentence, and we know adverb is a word that describe verb. Okay, and let's take an example. They ran really fast. Here, really fast is an adverbial phrase, as it is describing it is describing as a phrase that how they are running. So really fast, it is an adverbial phrase as it act as an adverb and fulfill the function of adverb in a sentence, but as a phrase adverbial. Adverb word and adverbial phrase is different things, so don't get confused between that. And next we are going to talking about adjective phrase we are going to next talking about. So it act as adjective similarly in a sentence. Example, the teacher with a smiley face is liked by all. So basically we know that adjective that describe the noun. So here also it is describing the noun and fulfilling the demand of adjective in a sentence, but as a phrase. Okay, the teacher with a smiling face. So here it is describing the teacher, the noun, but as a phrase. So with a smiling face, it is a phrase and it is an adjective phrase as it is describing the teacher's quality. Okay. And next we are going to talking about the clause. Phrases over. Now we will talk about what is clause and what is clause. So it is a group of words, but it has subject and verb, and it it sometimes have complete meaning, sometimes it depend on others. We will talk about that. Okay, so there are two main types of clauses. First is your independent clause. You can also tell it as main clause. You can also name it as principal clause because it is independent, it doesn't depend on any other, so it is the main clause. Okay, so it is the principal, a clause that make complete sense. Okay, it doesn't depend on others, it is independent, and it is main, it is leader, it is principal. So example, you were in the party, so it is a complete sense, it is complete meaning, it doesn't depend on other clauses. Okay, or other, it doesn't depend, so it is independent. You were in the party. And here don't get confused between clause and phrase. Here clause and phrase are phrases are group of words, but phrases doesn't have subject and verb. But here clause has subject and verb, but clause doesn't all the time has complete meaning. Sometimes it is independent, sometimes it's dependent. There are two main types of clause. First is independent, second is dependent. We will now come to that. And the second type of clause is subordinate or dependent clause. It depends on order, it other clause. It doesn't convey the complete meaning. A clause that doesn't make complete sense. I had told you earlier also, not all the time clause will have the complete meaning. It's sometime complete, sometime depend, sometime independent. So don't get confused between independent and dependent. Independent clause, main clause, principal clause, they have three name, but they all are same. And here dependent clause, subordinate clause, two name, but they are same. You should know different types of name. Okay, now coming to the subordinate or dependent clause. So let's take an example. When I came home. When I came home, here it has subject and verb. So it is known as a clause, but it is a dependent clause. Because when I came home, then what? Then we need or independent or main clause. Then we can tell when I came home, you were in the party. So here we add another clause. Here it has subject and verb. You. Okay, so it is now it is now complete. It is a complete meaning, and it is always not necessary that independent or main clause will be add secondly. Sometime it can add in the first or sometime in the second. It doesn't depend. Now we will learn types of dependent or subordinate clause. There are two types of clause: subordinate and principal. And here again, subordinate or dependent clause has three types. First is noun clause, then adverb clause, then third is adjective clause. And independent clause doesn't have any noun clause, adverb clause, or adjective clause because they are complete. But dependent clause are sometimes they act as noun, and sometimes they act as adverb, sometimes they act as adjective. See, a noun phrase we learned, adverb phrase we learned, adjective phrase we learned, but they add phrases. And now we will learn about clauses, that is a subject verb combination here. Okay, and that phrase doesn't have any subject and verb, so don't get confused. Then we will learn now noun clause. So it is a group of word, but it has its subject and verb. Okay, and same it act as a noun, but it has its own subject and verb. Okay, example, Kunal asked if he was eligible for the exam. So Kunal asked if he was eligible for the exam. If he was eligible for the exam, that is our noun clause. And you can see here it has subject and verb. Okay, so it is a noun clause. Next, we have adverb clause. So it is also a group of word, but with its own subject and verb, and it acts as an adverb. Okay, so example, they rested when the evening came. They rested when the evening came. When the evening came is adverb clause here, and here you can see evening, it is a subject, and came, here it is verb, so it is a clause. Don't get confused between adverb clause, adverb phrase, noun clause, noun phrase. Okay, they it is same, but phrase clause is not same. They have subject verb, and here it is means here it is subject verb. And there that phrase doesn't have any subject verb. Now third, adjective clause. So here it is a group of word with its own subject and verb, as we are going to as we are talking about clauses, and here it act as adjective in a sentence. Example: the umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. Which has a broken handle is mine. Here it is the adjective clause, as here we are having the verb a broken and handle, subject also we are having, and here we are describing the feature of the umbrella as a adjective clause, and here it is clause as it is subject and verb. I hope you are clear. I hope you are taking screenshot. Don't get confused in between the lecture, or don't get distracted in the lecture, and don't write now. If you want you to write, then you can take screenshot and write later on after the video. And here again I had difference between phrases and clauses, but don't confuse. So here you can see phrase no subject plus verb, and here clause has subject plus verb. My best friend, it is a phrase because it doesn't have any subject or verb. And John is my best friend, here it has subject John, and my best friend, and such, and is here is a verb. So here we are having subject verb combinations, it is a clause. Here it is a difference between. Here they both are the group of words, but here it having subject plus verb, and here it is it and here phrase is not having subject plus verb. And here you can also take this screenshot. Okay.